I could sit on the New York Times bestseller list for 4 months with the same book. I don't know that anyone would care. No one cares. So we're working in Disney Adventures magazine, and we had been doing comics for a number of years before that. And then once we started working on Disney Adventures magazine, we were pretty much focused on that for about 7 years, which meant you go into any grocery store practically in the world and find a copy of our work, a copy of Disney Adventures magazine that have 6-page or a 20-pager or an 8-pager of independent-owned comics by us. And it sold those with counting subscriptions. Disney had, I believe that Disney Adventures magazine sold about a million and a half or something. So here we are, independently owned comics for several years are selling out over 1 million copies. And we'd come to the conventions where we'd see all the people we met over the years, and they're like, man, you dropped off the face of the earth. You just don't put anything out. You're like, that's true. We are only selling 1 million copies. You really wouldn't have heard of us because for some reason the comics industry and Disney was just blind to Disney Adventures, which is fine. The comics industry didn't need to pay attention to Disney Adventures because it's selling 1 million copies. When we left and did the Supergirl book, which again, I think the sales are very healthy for the comic book industry, but we're talking about the comic book industry. 6,000 can be very healthy for the comic book industry, but compared to outside the comic book industry, it's just insane. So yeah, we broke into the industry with our Supergirl book, Supergirl Cosmic Adventures in 8th grade, in 2008, 2009. After being in the industry for 18 years, we broke in finally. And after selling millions and millions and millions of copies of a magazine, we finally were able to sell a comic at about 6,000 copies. So we finally made it after years of being exposed to every kid in the goddamn country.